Hello there, this is Elder Robin Ware, and I am so excited to present this customized training for my full gospel pastors. Today, we are going to be talking about what you need to do before you go live. That's right. Let's be honest and face what's happening right now in the world. We know that just last week I did one of these training videos teaching pastors how they could accommodate their services to seat 250 people. Well, today I'm doing one teaching pastors how they can accommodate their services for 10. And to be honest with you, most likely it's going to be where you're going to have to do your services from your home, which leads me to ask you a question. Are you ready? Well, the answer is truly going to be yes after you watch this video. So make sure you get something to take notes with, whether it's your smart device, whether you want to record the audio, whatever it is you want to do. I have got some information that is going to help you. It's going to elevate the way you're going to present your ministry and remain in excellence, as is always our goal. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get started. All right, Full Gospel family. Again, we are teaching, today I'm teaching live streaming what you need to do before you go live. Again, this is probably the last Sunday that you are going to be able to be live in your sanctuary. That's right. This is probably the last Sunday. The CDC has said that it's okay to be in groups no larger than 10. So, for the most part, you can get 2 or 3 praise team participants, a couple of band members, your media team, and you're probably right at about 10. But next week, who's to say the numbers are most likely going to go down and you're going to be just like me, sitting in your home office presenting worship? Well, I just want to thank our presiding bishop who asked me to put this together for our full gospel pastors to be a blessing to you. I had the opportunity to share out Mount Zion, in fact, in January, and they're truly cutting edge. And again, I just thank our presiding bishop for this opportunity. For those of you that I've not had the opportunity to meet before I just jump into the training, I just want to share that I'm a church consultant, extremely blessed to travel the world and share my gifts and talents with those that love excellence, right? That operate in ministry and that want to share what's new, what's relevant with the world. So there we go. I wanted to make sure I showed you my split screen there. I'm gonna teach you how I did that. So just stay tuned, right? So I travel the world and speak in churches. And in fact, I've been on a book tour for my latest book called Wow Your Guest. You see it right there behind me. It teaches customer service, winning hospitality strategies to truly change the culture of your church. Listen, we are not going to be, as I like to say, coronavirus hostage for very long. I'm believing that. And we are going to go back into the 4 walls of the church. And so it's important how we treat those that worship with us. So that's what that book is about. So as I said, I get to go all around the country and share from my book. So let me just change this screen out here and we will get started with the presentation on today. Live streaming what you need to know before you go live. Again, last week I had the pleasure of teaching. It's on my YouTube channel if you want to go and check it out. In fact, let me just give you that link. You can go to youtube.com and put in my name, Robin M. Ware, and that's how you will be able to get the training that I did last week. And that one was when the coronavirus comes to church, how to keep worship safe. Still very relevant. Again, this week we can have 10 people. And then, of course, once things start healing and things get better, we'll be able to go back into the sanctuary. So, again, that is still a really good teaching that you might want to go back and watch. But our current situation, of course, is this. The CDC says that 10 or less are approved to gather. Well, this is a picture from just this past Tuesday. I got to shout out the founder, of course, of Full Gospel, who is my pastor, Bishop Paul S. Morton, and I serve on his media team. And so I was one of the 10. I was there on Tuesday night, and we, of course, streamed the service. Now, our media team streamed using our current systems. I was there as a part of his social media team, and we streamed to his respective networks. Is that something that you've been doing? You have to think about it. You, as a pastor, you have a different reach, different level of influence than your church's social media account. So it is well worth the time and energy to stream from multiple platforms. And for those of you saying, well, Elder Ware, surely there's a system that you can use that would allow you to do that. I got you covered. That's right. I'm going to be talking about that later as we go into the presentation. Let me just say this really quick. This can be a really lengthy training, and so I'm very sensitive and respectful to what you've got going on in this season. So I'm not going to make it as long as it could be. I'm going to give you enough that it's going to be a blessing. But if you'd like to see the entire teaching, you're going to get an opportunity to take advantage of that. And for those of you that the part that you get just in this, if that's enough, then that's going to be a blessing as well. So let's get started. So if you are having service in your sanctuary on this Sunday, in fact, let me just show you just this slide by itself. I want to make sure that I help you. There you go, so that you can see the slides well. So if you're having a service in your sanctuary on Sunday, here's some worship service considerations. Of course, keeping in mind the 6-foot rule that we need everyone, the 10 persons that are, the 10 people that are present, they have to be 6 feet from each other. So how are you going to do welcome and pass the peace? If you're in your sanctuary, you're streaming live, you've got your 10 people there so that they can manage and run the service, but you're streaming to your online audience. Be creative with your welcoming and pass the peace. I want to recommend, as a church consultant, I've done quite a few teachings on social media. You've got to give people a chance to come onto your network, to get settled, and to get comfortable. So what I suggest you do when you are welcoming them, of course, invite them to ask their family to watch the stream with you, but also tell them to remove any distractions, turn off the TV, get a comfortable seat, make sure you've got a drink of water, get your snacks, whatever it is that makes you comfortable when you are watching a live stream. That's what you do during welcome and pass the peace. It buys you some time. It gives you time for other people to join the network and then, to join the stream. And then for those that are watching, it gives them something to do as well. Now, if this is your Sunday to do communion, all you got to do during that welcome and even pass the peace is to tell them we are going to do communion, and I invite you to get a cracker and to get some grape juice so that they can be prepared when it is time to do communion during your stream. Of course, do a proper greeting. Depending on the network you are on, that's going to dictate your greeting. I know you may be saying, what, Elder Ware? Listen, if you are on Facebook, your greeting, of course, is going to be, welcome. I'm so excited to have you worship with me through this live stream. But what I want you to do is check in on Facebook. Now, most people are going to say, oh, just put in the comment box that you're present. But what I want you to do, I'm into wow, and you see my book behind me. I want you to have a wow experience, those that are watching your stream. So you're going to tell them to check in on Facebook. You're also going to tell them that they can use the notes tab in Facebook. Oh, I'm telling you, I got a lot of strategies that will help you as it relates to Facebook, and I'll get to that as well. Now, you also, if you're on Facebook during the greeting, you want to invite your members to share the broadcast. Yes, you want them to share the broadcast across their networks. But then you also want to ask them, as a part of the greeting, to start a watch party. That's right, start a watch party. That just simply means that they invite people to watch your broadcast along with them. All right. Of course, if you've got your worship and arts team there with you, you want to ask them, of course, to provide songs that are uplifting. You got to remember, we're hope dealers. A lot of people, they're concerned. They're even scared. They do not have the house of worship that they can go in and just have that peace that surpasses all understanding. And so our worship leaders, they have to sing songs that provide hope, that allow them to call on Jehovah Shalom as the God of peace to speak that into the atmosphere. And we all know that when we get a song in our spirit, we often carry it throughout the day. So your worship team needs to be intentional about what they're going to minister. Of course, the offering. Let's talk about the offering. Now, we understand, those of us that are spiritually mature, that it is important that the offering still happens. Let me just say it like that. But you do need to use wisdom as it relates to how you ask for the offering. So I'm going to switch so that you can see me. It is in this season, it's very important. You're streaming not only to those that know you, those that like you, and those that trust you, but you're streaming to total strangers. You're truly doing what the Great Commission tells you to do. You are reaching the lost, the least, and even those that may have left the church. And so you want to make sure that your offering appeal reaches them in a respectful manner. As a church consultant, I also provide crisis management and PR advisement. And one of the things that I will share with you that I want to remind even some of you is that giving in this season is more effective if it's cause related. So it's fine to, ask for your regular tithes and offerings. Of course, we still have the work of the ministry at hand, but it's also important that you share the causes that the ministry is supporting. All right, listen to what I'm saying. It's important to share the causes that the ministry is sharing. When I started this broadcast, I showed you my intro video. I would suggest that your media team puts together an intro video that you display during your live broadcast, and it shows what you are doing with the tithes, with the offering. And again, it's fine. I know you need tithes and offerings so that we can support the ministry itself, but we want to highlight the work of the ministry. All right. So during this season, if you're providing meals to schools, if you are sending boxes of food to seniors, get that on video so that you can share that during your offering appeal, so that your audience isn't just looking at you like you're looking at me right now as a talking head. No, you're actually sharing pictures, or you're incorporating. In fact, let me see if I can do this. I want to show you one quick thing. Oh, I can't do it. But you're, well, I guess I can. Let me just show you this. You are incorporating pictures. So for instance, like I just did this split screen. So you would be able to show the pictures of you, your ministers, your elders, whomever it is that's delivering the boxes of food to your seniors. Or maybe it's just a picture of your minister or elder on the phone or on social media showing your members how to get on your stream. Whatever it is, again, make it cause related. All right. So let me get back here to the slide. Talking about baptism, for those of you that have baptism scheduled, of course, you can still baptize people, talk them through your strategy of how that can be done. Your children's area, listen, don't forget about the kids in this opportunity of streaming your services. Share with them that you've got a Facebook group created just for kids. And inside of that Facebook group, there's a video, there's a PDF, or your youth leader, your youth minister, your youth pastor is going to be live in that Facebook group, even right now, simultaneously, so that your youth people can go and enter that Facebook group and participate in their own worship service. Now, again, you may want to choose to do that separately. So if your worship experience is at 11 a.m., maybe your youth experience is at 10 a.m., so that they have their own way to have worship and to experience a connection with those that they're used to seeing in this season. A Facebook group is an amazing way so that you can organically congregate, right? So that you can bring everybody together and share. So I'll get into that a little bit more when I get to the Facebook teaching. And then lastly, prayer and laying on of hands. Of course, we all know that we have the power to lay hands on ourselves. And so if you're going to incorporate that as a part of your worship experience, be prepared to do that, in a non-scary, non-spooky spiritual way, but just to teach it so that as a family, as a corporate body watching you live, that they're able to comfortably participate and engage. All right. So if you've got any questions, please put them in the comments so that I can go back in the comments after I finish this video and answer your questions. But like I said, the odds are pretty high that after this Sunday, we're probably not going to be able to even have 10 in the sanctuary, and you're going to have to stream from a home office. So I want to share with you, first things first, the equipment that you need to operate your service, your stream virtually in your home office. I saw this on social media and thought I would share it. You will be streaming from a home office, but this does not have to be you. I love this. This is a gentleman with a suit jacket on and a briefcase, and then his iPad on top of the briefcase and the pillow streaming service. Nope, that is not going to be my full gospel pastors at all, because I am going to give you the tools that you need. As a matter of fact, here is a picture from me helping our founding bishop, in fact, live stream. We're here in Atlanta, and as you know, in Atlanta, even the threat of bad weather or snow or anything, it'll shut down ministry. Well, I am again excited that our founding bishop, he's been doing streaming from home for probably 4 years. And so here's a picture. The first picture is actually the tripod with the iPad. Now, it's really important that based on the network you're using, that you position the iPad in the right direction. As you can see, this is portrait. Depending on what network you use, you may want to do land. Land is appropriate for YouTube. And then the second picture is another time that we did some live streaming from Bishop's home office. And you can see the microphone that I brought. There's actually even a script. I'll talk about it later in the teaching, but you need to have an on-air script when you are streaming live. You shouldn't just be going off, the top of your head. It's important that you engage the people, but it's also important that you stay focused. And that script is going to help you to stay focused. And so literally that script I put together for our founder, it didn't tell him how to preach or how to teach the message, but it did talk him through the welcoming part that I shared with you already at the top of this video. It spoke specifically about how to do the offering, meaning depending on what network you're on, you want to make sure that you've got, look, I'm giving away some of the good tips, but here you go. You want to make sure that you embed your giving link in your profile. so that you're able to say, if you're watching me here on Instagram, go to the profile link, and that is how you can give. Of course, on Facebook, you want to make sure that you change your call to action button on Facebook. It typically says, learn more or sign up, but you want to change it to say donate, and then you want to embed the live link to your giving platform right there. See, I told you I'm going to help you make sure that you have a great experience while you are streaming on live from your home office. So, again, first things first, before you go live, what is your backdrop? It is really important that what you have surrounding you, the decor, that it is appealing and that people are not distracted. All right? Your seating. What are you sitting in? I've got a nice office chair that I purchased from Amazon. It's not too late. You can order the equipment that I'm going to be sharing. So make sure I've got links, in fact, under the video so that you can order these items that I'm sharing. But you want to make sure you're seated comfortably. Be careful if you are going to sit in a chair. I'll go back to the picture with our founder. You can see Bishop Morton and Pastor D. They're seated on the couch, but they also have a table in front of them where they've got their notes so that their hands are free. And so they're not, holding loose pieces of paper and making a rattling noise. And then, of course, in the second picture, they're actually seated at the desk. I'll go ahead and give you this tip. I think that it is important to change up the scenery, that you use a different setup, particularly if we're going to be doing this for multiple Sundays. All right. So let's get back. Lighting is so important. Of course, you can't see it. I'll show you a picture, but I've got lights that are positioned to the 2 o'clock and 10 o'clock hours in my office so that I have lights shining and illuminating this picture. Now, a lot of people think, oh my goodness, I need to order a ring light. A ring light is not what you want to order for broadcast. A ring light is something that a lot of makeup artists use, and they use it because it provides direct light on your face. And that's not what you want to do when you're broadcasting your worship experience. You want lights positioned at the 2 o'clock and 10 o'clock hour so that the video is illuminating this part of my face and the other side of my face, not just dead on, which is what that ring light is going to do. And typically that ring light is going to highlight and definitely bring attention to every nook and cranny on your face. And so I don't want you to feel the pressure of, oh my, I got to have, stage makeup on because I'm going live. Now, I will say that you want to make sure that you're always, presenting yourself in excellence. So, ladies, of course, we wear makeup and we've got lipstick. For our men, you want to make sure that your face, you've lotioned your face, you've got, chapstick on your lips, anything that could cause someone to be distracted. You want to make sure that that is avoided. Okay. Well, let's talk about cameras. I actually am using my iPads. So the system that I use, I'm able to stream my feed. I think that's not the right way to say that, but to show my feed. Thank you, Holy Ghost, that I can show my feed through my cameras on my smart devices. So you can use your smartphone, you can use your smart devices, you can even use your computer, depending on what network you are using. And I'll talk about that a little bit more as well. And then lastly, if you're going to include any videos, I encourage you to do it, as I gave you the example, even with the offering. But it's just a nice, it gives you a little change so that they're not just looking at you talking, but that video is going to give them another medium to capture their attention. And then, of course, lower thirds. And if you're not sure what lower thirds are, for instance, I will show you. That's actually my logo, but there it is. as a lower third. Let me do it this way. Sorry about that. There you go. So you can see, I'll turn it off and turn it on. If you look in the bottom right hand corner, you will see, in fact, there's a lower third for my book. Here's a lower third for my YouTube channel. And then there's a lower third that comes in that shows you my website. So see, you want to make sure that you have lower thirds created if the system you are using allows that. All right. And let me just say this. Depending on the system that you use, you can do, tons of things. But what I want to recommend is that if this is your first time out of the gate, if you are not used to doing a live stream, that you, of course, operating in excellence, but you start at the level you're comfortable. You probably don't want to use the system that I'm using the very first time, because there is a learning curve. And what you don't want to have happen is your audience watch you trying to figure out what button to push. All right. So you might just want to stream from Facebook. You might want to stream from Instagram. I'll tell you, if you have got a 15-year-old, let me even go younger than that, an 11-year-old niece, nephew, child, grandchild in your house, they can probably show you how to use just your smartphone and create everything that you need. You can stream from your smartphone. If you are an Apple person, you can use iMovie to create a video. You can use Canva, which is a free app to create your lower thirds, and you just download it from Canva and put it in your photos, and then that's how you import it into iMovie. It's really simple. I don't want to overwhelm you with technology talk, so I'm not going to go any further than that in this first part of the teaching. All right. So but make sure that you're comfortable. And one of the ways that you can get some practice is to create a dummy page on Facebook and stream to that dummy page and practice. All right. It is not practice that makes perfect. It's perfect practice that makes perfect. All right. So keep that in mind. So your videos as well as your lower thirds to communicate any type of updates. Maybe you've got a texting number, a short message code that you want your congregation to text to stay connected to you. Maybe you've got an email opt-in. As a matter of fact, that is one of the lower thirds that I have. It says text where, which is my last name, WARE, to the number 22828. And then you follow the prompts. That's how you connect or stay connected with your online audience. It's really, really simple. It is a great tool, and it will allow you to gather everyone's email address. I'm amazed in this day and time that a lot of churches do not regularly solicit the email addresses of their members. A lot of times that's only collected through new members processes, or if you're doing a special campaign. But I want to challenge you. This is what I tell all of my church clients, that you should be engaging your congregation with the latest technology on a regular basis. And so, at this state, all you really need is a person's email address. You don't even really need their address. Of course, it's important for new members processes that you have that, but you need their email address or you need their cell phone number so that you can send out a text message directly. So again, not going to get too technical in this part of the training. I'll talk more about that in the other part of the training if you want to take advantage of that. So here's some examples of the equipment that I promised you I would share. If you go to Amazon, and the links are live in this teaching, you can order a backdrop. Maybe you don't have a space in your home that is set up that is appropriate for you to live stream. You got to make sure that your backdrop is nice, that it's professionally done. You don't want to have, mixed match chairs and shoes and, books all over the place. I get it that, you want to be you and you want to be transparent, but you also want to be professional and you want to be excellent. All right. So you can skip all of that and just order a backdrop. So this backdrop, the adjustable backdrop stand, I think is all of, I don't know, $20. And then the vinyl backdrop is, I think, $20. So you've got all of $40 in this equipment that you can just use and set up right now. So go ahead and order it from Amazon. It should get to you. Prime is 2 days. Again, with the circumstances, it may take you an extra day or so, but you want to get this in-house and set up so that you have time to practice before next Sunday or before you need it. And then here is the lighting kit that I suggest. I use this. I have this right now in my office. It's an LED lighting kit. It's $115. It is worth every penny. Now, a lot of the LED lighting kits will come with battery packs, and those are good. The batteries don't last that long though, so I suggest, which is why I purchased this one, and I'm recommending you do as well, that you get the one that also comes with a plug. So I honestly only use the portable batteries when I take my lights out of my office. So I keep mine plugged in to the outlet. So again, you need a great set of lights. You need two lights. Some people may say, oh, you need three or four. Hopefully you can tell from this, and I didn't even, let's see, I didn't even turn on my little backlight there, but it doesn't add much lighting. So your room lighting, I'm telling you, is probably not going to be sufficient. You're going to need to order these side lights. And again, just position them in the 2 o'clock and 10 o'clock hour in front of your desk. Or where you are seated. And then speaking of seating, let me just go ahead and add this. Again, I'm sitting in a nice chair. You might want to order a director's chair, something that gives you height so that your posture will be better than just sitting, low on a couch and kind of sunken. You want to make sure that you're sitting in something that gives you back support. All right, let's talk about microphones. Do you need a microphone when you live stream? You do not. However, it definitely adds to the quality of your broadcast. So I have these mics. I have wireless lavalier mics that are actually pinned and clipped up under my shirt. And so you don't even have to see the black cord. Again, if you're just getting started on streaming, you do not have to make this type of investment in a microphone. You can just use the microphone that is available through your smart device. You can go on Amazon and order a mic that plugs right into your cell phone or your iPad, if you're just getting started. But as time progresses, you want to increase the level of excellence that you're presenting your worship service in. So I do want you eventually to get microphones. And listen, you can get just a small little 2-channel or 3-channel board. It's not very difficult. I'm telling you, if I was able to figure it out and set it up, you can too. So I love it. I was talking to one of my pastors, one of my clients, even this morning, and they said that their media team had already come over to their home office and gotten everything set up. They brought equipment from the church, which is fine, but I want to encourage you to get your own equipment that you can leave right there in your home so that you are prepared. This is an iRig. The iRig is what's necessary to connect your smart device to the system that you may be using. Now, again, if you're just streaming directly from your iPad, your iPhone, you don't need an iRig. But if you are streaming to a third-party system like I am, that's how I'm able to do split screens and add lower thirds and all of that. It's because I'm using a third-party app. And so the iRig connects and makes that possible. And then this is a bonus that I wanted to share for your streaming devices, that you position them on tripods. And tripods are not very expensive. I probably have about 8 or 9 of them because I have them for when I travel, and I have them for when I, set up here in my office. And so order a tripod. In addition, you might want to get one that is a tabletop size. So that's what's in this picture. They're like $10 or $12, not very expensive at all. Now, for those of you that may want to stream from multiple networks and you don't want to make the investment in a system that will allow you to stream to multiple networks, then you also can buy this dual tripod bracket. It's really inexpensive, $9.99, and you put it on your tripod and you can put multiple devices on it. So in this picture, you see a smartphone and you see a microphone, but you also could put two smartphones so that you then could stream from Facebook as well as Instagram. Again, there are systems out there that will allow you to stream to multiple networks, and I promise you, I am going to share that with you as well. All right. So, speaking of the systems that I use, I want to show you the systems that I've made an investment in, and they have truly changed my business and how I present. And the system, the number one system that I use is called Switcher Studios. And so, switcherstudios.com is the website where you can go. I want to say I paid for a full year and it was a little less than $600. And so it is a system that is, you operate it through an app. So I paid for it. I downloaded the app, I paid for it. And of course, everything I need to do is on my smart device through that app. And I'm able to create my lower thirds, my graphics, even, these slides. And then I airdrop them. That's just the easiest way for me. But you can put them in your photos, however you want to do it, and add it to that app so that you can show them during your worship teaching. So as you're preaching and teaching, you show these slides so that it gives people something to look at. It gives them another way to engage. And then you can tell them, take a picture of this slide and put it on social media. Share it with your followers, invite them, to worship with us next week. And so it is really a great tool. Now, some of the things that I really, really like about Switcher Studios, you can invite someone to teach with you. So that's a really good tool. You also can stream to multiple networks. So I'm able to share this stream directly to YouTube and I can premiere it. So with YouTube, of course, you upload a video and people can see it. Well, someone like me and even you, that you're going to go live on a regularly scheduled basis, you could pre-record your sermon and then have it premiere on YouTube at 11 a.m. on Sunday morning. And then you take that YouTube link and you put it on Facebook or whatever networks you want to put it on. Or you could have it premiere, schedule it to premiere on Facebook at 11 a.m. Not everybody's going live, and it's okay. You have to do what works for you. You may be the pastor that says, well, Elder Ware, I'm still going to the church and my media team is going to pre-record me. That's absolutely fine, because then they can add the lower thirds and, all of that. Do that while you can. But if the time comes that you're not, we're advised that we shouldn't go outside, you're going to need to have this option. And so this is a tool that allows you to do that. So you can split screen, you can stream to multiple networks. And let me just share this. When you are streaming using this software, particularly Switcher Studio, and maybe some other ones as well, you can stream live to YouTube. For those of you that do not have a YouTube account, you cannot just go live from YouTube. YouTube has restrictions. YouTube requires you, before you can go live, to have 1,000 subscribers. 1,000 subscribers. So I've been teaching pastors that it is so important that you engage on social media so that you can, you treat it as an online campus. You treat it as an additional campus. You'd never set up another campus and not have a campus pastor. You'd never set up another campus and not have a way for the people to connect or the people to engage. So you got to think about that when you're setting up your social media. In fact, having a social media manager is one of the tools that can change your social media strategy. If you want information even on how to guide your social media manager, just go to my website, thewareagency.com. I have got a free social media manager job description. And I'm telling you, this isn't just a one sheet that says you need somebody nice and that likes social media. No. Those of you that have, hung out with me before online or you've heard me teach, I give you the goods, all right? Something that you can use that adds value to what you need right now. So that social media manager job description, it's the same thing. It is meaty and going to be a blessing to you. So go ahead and go to my website and you can take advantage of that. As a matter of fact, let me just share this screen so that you can really see now what Switcher Studios provide. So you can do a host and a guest, as I shared, slides and lower thirds. You can have up to 4 camera angles. So right now I'm using 2, but you literally could set up multiple smart devices and you get to control which window or which camera, excuse me, you control which camera is seen on screen. So that's an amazing tool that Switcher Studios allows you to do. Of course, transitions, videos, Facebook comments. If you are streaming live to Facebook, as your members are watching and engaging and you're directing them to, say things in the comment box, you can share their comments on this stream. Of course, I'm not streaming this right now to Facebook, so I can't show you how that works, but it's really easy. And then, of course, Switcher Studios will allow you to stream straight to YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, or any API, or, and when I say API, that means any third-party app, or straight to an SD card. So you could record yourself and then send that file to your media person who's at home and have them edit it, add lower thirds and add a video and all of that so that it is ready to be premiered at 11 a.m. So there is more than, one way to do it, but you've got to have the software at home to pull this off. Now, I told you that Switcher Studios, I think I paid about $600 for it for the year. They do have a monthly subscription. Typically, you save more when you pay for the full year. But the other option for those that may not want to make that type of financial investment, again, I understand what's going on right now, so you're probably watching your budget, is you could use Zoom. Now, most of us have all used Zoom for meetings, but you can use Zoom to record your worship experience as well as to host a live engagement. So, of course, Zoom has a video component. It also has a conference call component. So for your seniors that may not have a smart device, that wouldn't be able to watch, they could call in and listen. Zoom allows you to have a host as well as multiple guests. You can engage people directly through Zoom with comments and questions and polls. You can do polls and surveys as well over on Switcher Studios. And then Zoom has 2 options. Well, they've got probably more than that, but the options you'd want to look at would be Zoom meetings and Zoom webinars. All right. And then I do not use this, but I wanted to share it as an option. And it is a software called B.Live, B.Live. And as you can see, it has multiple people featured on the screen as well as a Facebook comment posted on it. And this would be a great tool if you decide that you want to have somebody do prayer, somebody sing, of course, the pastor preach the message, and then maybe somebody do announcements. So you could have all 4 of those people on the live stream if you use B.Live as well as Switcher. I don't know that with Switcher you can do 4 people, but you definitely can do 2. So just really depends what you want to do. So I wanted to provide you with that. Now, the second part of this teaching is about marketing. Again, I've held you now about 45 minutes. I want to be very respectful of time. And so I'm going to end this video for those of you that just needed the equipment so that you could get started. Again, I know that it is going to bless you to help you understand how you can use social media. Before I end it, though, I want to share that I mentioned when you are streaming that it is important that you engage with your audience. And one of the best ways to do that is to have an on-air host script. That's right. So I have a book called The Ultimate Guide to Facebook for Churches. And in this book, it's teaching you the marketing strategies that I'm going to present in the next video if you want to take advantage of that. But in this book, it walks you through how to set up your Facebook page. I know you're probably saying, well, Elder Ware, we already use Facebook, but I want you to maximize it. So I want to make sure you have a great Facebook cover. I want to make sure that you have your call to action set up. I walk you through how to do all of that in this book. And, again, the next video, I'm going to walk you through how to do it through this actual teaching. But you can get the book so that you can go ahead and do it on your own. It also has a copy of the on-air host script so that you welcome properly. It tells you, how to do the offering, what words you need to say on the respective networks. Because what you don't want to do is use terminology that doesn't apply for that particular network. You are really going to stand out like a fish out of water, and we don't want that, right? We want to make sure that everything you do is in excellence. So that whole Facebook check-in, you don't want to tell people on Instagram to check in. No, that's what you say on Facebook. So all of that is spelled out for you in this Facebook manual. And so what you can do to get that, of course, is to click the link that's under this video so that you can get that book as well. You are welcome to get my let's see. Oh, you of course opted in. You can get on my email list, and that will show you how you can stay in touch with me and get notifications of when I go live again, and offer you other opportunities. So again, get my Facebook book, The Ultimate Guide to Facebook for Churches. It will, of course, be a blessing. And then you can go over to my website if you would like to connect with me. Again, I have free consultations, so I'm here for you. I know what's going on in this season, and I always want to be a blessing. So thank you for hanging out with me, Full Gospel. Again, thank you to our presiding bishop, Bishop Joseph W. Walker III, for this opportunity to be a blessing to our Full Gospel pastors. God bless you.